Find a nice comfortable seated position on your block. You're going to want to have your strap nearby as well. So you can sit in a cross-legged position or with your knees bent, feet on the ground, whichever is more comfortable for you. Sitting up nice and tall, draw your belly button in tight towards your spine. Roll the shoulders all the way up to your ears and then back around your back. Take about just 3 more shoulder rolls here. So you want to hike them all the way up to your ears and then draw them all the way back as if you're trying to squeeze that pencil in between your shoulder blades. So just kind of rolling the shoulders away from the body, getting rid of any of that slouching. Do 1 more and then switch directions, rolling forward. Good. And then sitting up nice and tall, just starting with the neck, take your left hand to the right side of your head. Carefully bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Feeling the stretch in the left side of your neck. You can stay just like this or walk your fingertips out for a deeper stretch. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, drop your chin towards your collarbone. Look down to your right knee. Walk the left fingertips away from you. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, drop your chin towards your chest and just make some slow half circles, gently rocking your head from side to side, stretching out the back of the neck here. And then carefully roll your left ear to your left shoulder, left hand to the right side of the head. You can stay like this or walk the right fingertips out. Take 2 breaths here. Inhale, fill up through the nose. Exhale out. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, drop your chin towards your collarbone. Look down to the left knee. Walk the right fingertips away. Good. Inhaling. Exhale. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, drop your chin to your chest, interlace your fingers behind your head, start to round your upper body all the way forward, point your elbows down to the ground. When your next inhale comes, gaze will lift up past your screen toward the ceiling, arch the spine, look up, and then exhale, round back forward to your starting position. Inhale, open up the chest, arch the spine, this is cow pose. Exhale, round back forward for cat pose. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, open up, arch the spine. And then exhale, round back forward, and then let that go. Sitting up nice and tall, draw your belly button in tight toward the spine, roll the shoulder blades back. So you want to think about a nice straight line starting from the crown of your head, traveling through the middle line of your body, down to your belly button and your tailbone. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, palms meet at the top, and then exhale, big active press out. 3 more. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower, inhale, lengthen, exhale, soften. Last time, inhale, lift up nice and tall, and then exhale, take a twist to the right. Your right hand comes behind you like a kickstand, left hand comes to the outside of the right leg. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, and then exhale, twist the torso. Good, go for about 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, exhale out all the way, and then inhale, come on back up to neutral. Arms lift up nice and tall. And then exhale, take it to the other side. Left hand behind you, right hand to the outside of the left leg. Inhale, sit up. And exhale, twist. Again, inhale, get a little taller. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Last time, 1 full inhale. Exhale out all the way. Come on back up to neutral as you inhale. Exhale, let it go. Plant your right hand down. Left arm reaches all the way up and over, finding your nice side body stretch here. So have a soft bend in your elbow, and you don't want to have this like lazy spaghetti arm here. You want to really reach through your left middle fingernail. So think about hugging muscles to bones, and the more you reach through this left middle fingernail, the more of a stretch you get here in your side body. Hold for 1 more inhale. Exhale out all the way, and then inhale to sit back up. Left hand down, right arm up and over. Good. Soft bend in the left elbow here, reaching all the way through your right middle fingernail. Take 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Exhale out all the way, and then inhale to sit back up nice and tall. So from here, if you're sitting on top of something, just take it out from underneath you and try to sit down nice and flat on the floor, and then walk your fingertips as far forward as you go. You'll know when you get to your furthest point, your personal edge, when your butt starts lifting off of the ground. We want to keep the butt flat on the ground. And then once you get to that point, drop your palms to the floor, and then drop your head so that your ears are framed by your upper arms or your biceps. So this is considered a forward fold. If you're in a seated position, you'll definitely start to feel a big stretch happening in the hips in addition to the lower back. If it's uncomfortable sitting in a cross-legged position here, you can put a block underneath your butt and you can have bent knees, so sitting on top of your heels with a block underneath your butt. We're not going to be down here for too long, but what I want you to do now is walk your fingertips over to the right corner. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And then exhale, walk through center, and then over to the other side. So same rule applies. We want to keep the butt on the floor here. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. And then exhale it all the way. Walk your hands back to the middle. And then you're going to carefully walk your hands back up. So now what I do want you to do is, if you have a block, maybe you have 2 blocks, we're going to sit with bent knees. So starting to warm up the quads a little bit. So you're going to bring your knees together. You're going to take a block, depending upon how comfortable it is for you to sit like this. I recommend starting on the flatter height. If you need more support, I would then add the extra block and do like 1 block per butt cheek. So it also works for foam roller if you have a foam roller nearby. So you're going to sit just like this, and if you feel nothing, ditch the block completely. Have your feet a little bit wider. So what you would do if you're pointing forward, knees are facing the top of the mat, and you can have both feet pressing out to either edge of the mat. That would leave enough room for your butt. And ideally what you're starting to feel is a really big quad stretch, and that's a little preview for what's going on for the rest of class. So from here, let's grab the strap. I'm not enjoying this, so I'm going to take another block. Aside from the big quad stretch, you're getting a big ankle stretch, right? If you think about it, take a look back at your feet. They never really move this way, so it's important to also stretch the feet out in opposition. So grab your strap, just our basic strap work that we've been doing. Take your pass-throughs all the way up and back. Good. Try to keep straight arms. If you're unable to keep straight arms, make your strap a little bit wider. And for the opposite, if you want to be challenged more, make your grip a little bit shorter. Let's go for about 2 more. Inhale all the way up, and then exhale as you return to neutral. Last one. And then release. Now make your grip a little bit shorter. Arms come up into like a letter V shape, and then you're going to bend your elbows behind you, creating that goalpost shape. So try not to stick your belly button out and arch your spine. Remember, we want to keep that nice long line from the crown of the head down through the rib cage, through the belly button and the tailbone. Good. So draw your belly button in tight towards your spine here. This might cause you to shake. That's totally okay, but holding your breath is not okay. We're here and breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. Last stretch here. So if you've been up on a higher height of the block, maybe ditch it. If you're on a block and you feel like you can go more, maybe get rid of the block completely. Sit your butt in between your legs. Just options, not requirements. So triceps, place the strap in your right hand. You're going to bend your elbow. We want elbow, shoulder, hip connection here. Wrap the left arm around you, grab the strap, and pull the strap down for your tricep stretch. Good. 2 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale, fill up. And then exhale, let it go. Give it a shake. Other side. Strap comes in the left hand. Bend the elbow, elbow, shoulder, hip alignment here. Wrap the right arm around and pull the strap. Good. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, gently let this go. Toss your strap off to the side. Blocks can come off to the side as well. So, big sensation going on in the feet. So just real quick, stretch your right leg back, curl your toes into the back edge of your mat, get that big calf, Achilles heel. You're stretching out the top of the foot. Return it to neutral, then the left toe, send it back. Just getting the blood back to the legs. And then when you're ready, let's meet in a neutral tabletop position. In your tabletop, all 10 fingers are pointed forward, shoulders are above the hands, belly button draws in tight to the spine, tuck your toes into the mat. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your hips, look up. This is cow pose. And then exhale, push your hips forward, look in between your knees for cat. Inhale, arch the spine, stretch out the torso. Exhale, round the spine, compress your abdominals. 2 more. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Last time, inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips, cow pose. Exhale, push your hips forward for cat. Come on back to a neutral spine, then take both of your fingertips out to either corner of your mat. If that's enough of a wrist stretch, absolutely stay. If you want more of a wrist stretch, find any angle between both of your knees. Curl your toes into the mat and start to make some circles with your hips. So you'll notice when you rotate your hips toward the right, you get more of a right wrist stretch, and then the same goes for the left. So you don't have to have your fingertips pointed directly at your knees. It can be literally any angle. So now's a good time to sort of remind yourself what your boundaries are here in these poses. We want maximum sensation, never pain. So if you're in pain, please adjust. Do one more full rotation, then switch direction. Making sure to link your breath to your movement here. 2 more breaths. And then last time, come on back to a neutral tabletop. All 10 fingers are pointed forward. Good. From here, you're going to tuck your right toes back again. Start to rock your body weight forward and backward, getting one more little calf stretch here. And then you're going to lift your right leg up. So we don't want our hips squared off to the side of the room. We want our hips squared down to the mat. So your little cue here is to pretend that there's something in between your thighs. You don't want it to move. Maybe it's a check for $1 million. Don't drop it. Stomp your foot behind you. So stomping your foot, you should feel your quad engage, your glute engage. You're rock solid here. Belly button in tight to your spine. Then start to shift your gaze to the top of your mat. And then inhale, left fingertips point forward. So coming into bird dog. Inhale, reach forward, kick back. Exhale, knee to elbow round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw in. 2 more. Inhale, reach forward, kick back. Exhale, pull it in. Last time, inhale. And then exhale, round. You're going to inhale, send your right foot back. Left hand comes down to the ground. You're then going to plant your right foot on the floor. Sole of the foot is on the floor. Bring your left hand directly underneath your face and then peel the right side open for your modified side plank pose. So here in your modified side plank, your left hand should be directly underneath your left shoulder, and then we want to line the arms up in your T shape here. Draw your belly button in tight towards your spine. Your gaze starts out to the right side of your room. If you want more of a challenge, maybe shift your perspective up to the ceiling. You know what those yogis say about shifting your perspectives and points of view. Maybe you want to make yourself even more uncomfortable by lifting the right leg up. Same activation that we just did. Stomp that imaginary wall, squeeze your butt cheek, squeeze your quad. We're here, we're breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently drop it down, knees and heels together. Find a child's pose. Let all that just seep in for a moment. Reset. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. And then inhale, roll forward back to your tabletop. Let's try the other side. Tuck your left toes back. Give it a rock and roll. And then lift your left leg up. Squeeze your thighs together. Don't drop that check. Belly button comes in tight toward the spine. Stomp your foot behind you. Feel your glute, your quad fire up. Gaze comes to the top of your mat again. And now reach your right fingertips forward. Inhale, reach forward, kick back. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. 2 more. Inhale, reach forward, kick back. Exhale, draw in. Last time, inhale. Exhale, round. And then plant the right foot down. Bring the left foot back. Now flatten the left foot. You're on the sole of the left foot here. Readjust. Make sure your right hand is directly underneath your face. And then peel your left fingertips open. So your gaze can start off at your left wall or the left side of your room. Or maybe challenge yourselves, bring your gaze up to your left fingertip, You can stay here, or if you want to become even more challenged, lift your left leg up, stomp that imaginary wall, hold it here, breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down, nice job. You're going to come into just one more child's pose before we move on. So side note about child's pose, if anything we do in class is uncomfortable or you're not feeling it, come to child's pose. It's a great place to regroup and to find neutral. If you want to stay here, even for the rest of the class, you do you. Otherwise, we're going to move on. Come on forward to your tabletop, and we're going to make our way to downward facing dog. So for your down dog, let's use plank to set it up. Tuck your right toes back, tuck your left toes back. We're in plank pose. From your plank, hips come all the way up and back, downward facing dog. So first downward dog of the day, might not feel your best, that's totally okay here. Let's make some adjustments. You want to press into all 10 fingers. Majority of the pressure should be between your thumb and your index finger. That's going to keep your wrists safe. We never want to make fists in downward dog because that sort of makes you kind of lose circulation in your hands here. We want the hands to be nice and free. You're hugging muscle to bone, so no spaghetti arms in the upper body. Your arms are framing your ears. Your gaze is in between your feet. That keeps the neck safe. You're actively pushing your chest back towards your thighs, feeling the spine sink and the shoulders lift. You're lifting the hips up nice and high as if there's a fish hook on your belt loop, lifting them all the way up, up, up. And then, as always, if this is too much of a hamstring stretch, bend your knees. 99% of your yoga problems are solved by bent knees. Always remember that. From here in your down dog, take 2 more breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, walk your feet up to your hands. Hands come to shins, flatten out the back. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, carefully roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. And exhale at the top. So at the top of your space, there should be about hips width distance in between your feet. That's always 2 fists, so you can measure that out if you need to. When you're ready, moving through a couple of sun breaths. Inhale, lift all the way up, palms meet at the top. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, carefully roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Exhale at the top. Second one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. Exhale, lower down. This time hold on to opposite elbows here in your ragdoll position. In your ragdoll, I want your head framed by your arms. Have as much of a bend in your knees as you need to here. You can even rest your belly on your thighs. Nod your head yes. Shake it no. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, wrap your hands around your waist. Give it a squeeze. Inhale, gently roll back up to stand. We're coming down 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. Exhale, lower down, and you have the options here. You can come back to your ragdoll position, or if you'd like an opportunity to intensify the pose, make peace sign fingers. Take your peace sign fingers, wrap them around your big toes. If you can't reach your big toes, bend your knees, and you'll eventually get there. Whatever choice you made, every inhale you lift the hips up a little bit higher, even if it's a millimeter. Exhale, pull your upper body towards your lower body. Now, if you actually make contact, great, but it's that action of pulling and folding forward. And 1 more time, we're targeting the hamstrings and the lower back. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. 1 more inhale. Exhale out completely. Release the big toes. Wrap your hands around your waist. Give it a squeeze. Inhale, roll back up to a standing position. Great. So come to the top of your space, moving through just 1 vinyasa here. I'm going to demonstrate the traditional version. If you'd like to take a modified, you do you. Inhale, reach up all the way, palms meet at the top, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. As you exhale, plant the hands, step your feet back to your plank pose. From your plank, you're going to shift your face past your hands, hug the elbows in, look out, not down. Inhale, exhale, lower down for 3, 2, 1. Come to hover, nose grazes the floor, and then you're going to inhale, lift up, upward facing dog, just the hands and the tops of the feet on the mat. And then exhale, roll over all 10 toes, downward facing dog. Breathing here in your down dog or coming to child's pose if you need it. 3 more breaths. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. Take 1 more inhale. As you exhale, you're going to bend your knees deeply, look forward. Inhale, walk your feet up to your hands. Hands come to shins, flatten out the back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, carefully roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, and exhale at the top. So we're coming into low lunge. You're going to keep your left foot forward, Take a big step back with your right leg, coming into high lunge to set it up, and then drop the knee down, uncurl the right toes. Start to shift your body weight forward. Do not have an arch in your spine, so draw your tailbone down to the ground. Start to feel that big, juicy hip stretch on the right side. And a nice activation in the left side. So we're going to interlace the fingers. Place the interlace grip above your right knee, so on the right quad, and then just press your body weight forward here. So I'd like to open up the hips a little bit before we go into this deep quad stretch that's coming our way. 2 deep quad stretches, rather. 3 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Try to draw your tailbone down to the floor, and literally that motion of just dipping your tailbone down to the ground gets right into your hip. 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to place your hands, frame them around the left foot, curl your right toes into the mat, come on off your right knee. Make sure you're firmly planted on the hands. Step your left foot back to meet the right. Here we are in plank. You can move through your vinyasa, or come straight to downward facing dog. Downward dog is where we're all going to meet. 4 more breaths here. Keep pushing your chest back towards your thighs. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale, fill up. As you exhale, bend your knees deeply, look forward. Inhale, walk your feet up to your hands. Hands to shins, flatten out the back. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, carefully roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, and exhale at the top. So I'll just switch my view for you. This time your right foot is going to come forward. You're going to take a big step back with the left leg, coming into your high lunge position first. Remember, make sure you're not on a tightrope. You can definitely notice my feet are spread apart. And then drop the left knee down. Uncurl the left toes. Drop your tailbone down to the floor. Start to press your body weight forward. Interlace your grip. Place it about 1 inch above your right knee, and then push your body weight forward. I want you to think about dropping your tailbone down toward the mat. Maybe even trying to draw your tailbone towards your right heel here. You should feel a really, really big stretch happening in the left hip. 2 more breaths here. So while we're finishing up this low lunge, locate your strap. Have your strap nearby toward the top of your mat. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, hands are going to frame the front foot. You're going to bring your right knee back to meet your left, and we're just going to take a child's pose. So we've got 2 pretty intense quad stretches coming up. Both can be absolutely modified in either direction. So, strap should be at the top of your mat, and what you're going to do is you're going to roll all the way forward, maybe take that modified little mini vinyasa, come to lie down on your bellies. So what you're going to do, let me show you from this view to start. So you're facing forward, I'm just facing this way, so it makes a little bit more sense. I want you to prop yourselves up on your forearms. We're going to start with the left side. You're going to take your right fingertips, hook them into the crease of your left forearm. Now your left arm is free because you're propped up by the right hand. You don't want to have your chest collapse here. We want the chest nice and open. So right away, this starts to arch the lower back a little bit, so you're getting that low back activation. You're going to bend your left knee. Now ideally, there's enough space in your shoulder for you to grab your left foot. If you don't, doesn't make you a bad person, I want you to grab the strap. You're going to do a little lasso motion and hook your foot with the strap. Strap then comes over the shoulder, and you're pulling your left heel towards your left butt cheek. Good. So what you should feel is a pretty big quad stretch. I'm very confident that you do, but if you don't, feel free to unmute yourselves and give a shout. Good, and I like my little mirror set up here, because if you actually look into my mirror, you can see my left quad stretch. Maybe a little bit. Maybe the right side will be better. Make sure that your chest is not collapsed. You have your right forearm propping you up here. So in a perfect yoga world, if you're here and you're like, yeah, so what? You're going to try to bring your left foot toward the outside of your left hip. Oh, the places you can go. Your ultimate goal, the ultimate expression of this pose is to bring your heel down to the mat. Big, big, big quad stretch. Stretching the quads is so important if you have knee issues, right? We want to alleviate all of the tension that builds up in the quads so we're not putting any tension in the knees. So if you're someone with knee issues, I would make it an absolute priority to always stretch the quads out. So enough talking, let's let this go. Gently let it go. Don't lose the strap. And then bring your left leg down. Come on back into your Sphinx pose. So it should feel pretty nice in the low back too. So let's take it to the other side. Take your left fingertips. Hook them into the crease of your right forearm. Now your right arm is free, your left arm is propping you up. Bend the right knee. Reach behind, try to grab the right foot. If you cannot grab the right foot, not a problem. Take your strap. You're going to swing the strap over your shoulder and really pull, pull, pull. So one side might feel different than the other. Totally normal here. We always have one side that we prefer. So it's just a reminder that if you are aware that you always prefer one side, like personally, I'm always shifting toward my right. I carry everything on my right side. Therefore, my right side gets really locked up. Make sure you evenly distribute. Be mindful that you're not letting your chest collapse to the floor. You should be able to look right out in front of you. Your left forearm is propping you up now. Hold it here and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently let that strap go. And then from here, hands come underneath the shoulders. Push yourselves all the way up and back. Take a child's pose, wide-legged child's pose. So you want knees as wide as the mat, big toes together, heels slightly apart, and let all of that go. So this child's pose, this rounding forward motion of the spine should feel really good after being on our bellies, because the entire time we were stretching out the quads, we had a surprise little lower back thing going on there. We were safely activating and arching the lower back. Those safe little mini activations of the lower back are great ways to build up lower back strength. And then we let all of it seeping in by moving our spines in the opposite direction by rounding forward. So we've got one more quad stretch. It's super fun. You're gonna love it. Maybe not. I don't love it. Come on forward, back to your tabletop. So we started this way. We're gonna try it again. I want you to bring your knees together, feet as wide as the mat. Grab your blocks. So if doing this the first time was really uncomfortable, I want you to stack both of your blocks, place them in between your heels, and then just sit on your blocks. For some of us, this might be more than enough of a quad stretch, and if you're unsure, try it anyway, and we can progress from here. So if this was enough of a quad stretch, absolutely stay, and then what you're ultimately going to do is going to bring your hands behind you. So the more we shift our weight backwards, the more we intensify the quad stretch. If you're sitting here and you're like, whatever, I feel nothing, remove your blocks. Maybe you feel a little more, and then again, walk your hands backwards. If you want the full expression of the pose, this is called hero pose. Knees are together, feet are as wide as the mat. Make sure there's enough space in between your feet for your butt to drop. And then your butt comes in between your feet. So the tops of the feet are into the mat also. We're getting that exact same ankle and foot stretch here. If you think about it, our feet never move this way, so it's really important to always move in all directions. Except when you're standing or running, we want the feet really to be in one direction. That's a safety hazard. So you can stay here, or maybe you can come on down to your forearms. You'll know you've hit your limit when your knees start leaving the floor. We do not want the knees to leave the floor. So back in my prime, when I was an avid hot yogi, I would be able to get my back all the way down to the floor, arms overhead. That is the full expression of the pose. But if it makes you have a little chuckle this morning, I'm really not enjoying this. So we're all here for about 3 more breaths. And what do we do when we don't enjoy yoga poses? We breathe a little bit deeper because life is really not that hard. Big inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. 2 more breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale out all the way, and now 1 arm at a time, you're going to come forward, gently make your way to a tabletop position, and we have to get all the blood back to the feet. So from here, just tuck your right toes back, shift your body weight forward and backward, get that nice big counter stretch. And then bring your right leg back. Take your left foot back. Good. And then release. We're going to take one more child's pose to close out class. Bring your knees as wide as the mat. Big toes together. Heels slightly apart. Sit your butt on top of your heels. Forehead comes to the mat or a block if it doesn't reach the ground. And extend your body all the way forward. So that hero's pose we just did was another little back bend. Sneaky, sneaky. And we're countering it with this forward motion. Take an inhale. As you exhale, keep your body low. Gaze comes forward. Walk your hands to the right corner of your mat. Keep the connection between your left hip and your left heel. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. Gaze comes forward. Body stays low. Walk your hands through the middle of your mat and then over to the other side. 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, come on forward back to your middle child's pose. Just hold here for another 2 breaths or so. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, gently shift your body weight forward, coming back into your tabletop position, sitting back on your heels. And that's all for today. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.